How does your brain work? Have you ever really sat back and thought about that? How does your brain work? I'm older now. I'm not a young pup anymore, but it's taken me a long, long time to figure out the connection between how my brain is hardwired and how that relates to the chores I do and the things I do in life, and whether I enjoy those things or whether they kind of become drudgery to me. I figured out that I need thoughtful time. I need time to be able to think. I can't have too much chaos going on in my brain. I have to be able to think. And I can work well when I have that quiet time, when I have that time to think. Since Thursday, I've been working on the hand railings for this porch. And rather than it being something that is a job or that's driving me crazy, I've actually been enjoying it because it's quiet. It's beautiful weather. You can see the blue skies behind me. We've had beautiful weather the last few days. I can hear things. There's always traffic in the background of my videos. I live near a highway, so I'm sorry about that. But when the cars aren't going by and everything, I can hear birds. I can hear acorns dropping. I'm hoping they don't hit me because they're dropping hard. And I can just hear little sounds from way off, cows mooing. We have cow pastures all around us, and it's pleasurable. But not only that, I can think. I can think through a problem and come up with a solution because it's quiet and because I'm just allowing myself a little peace. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon and I'm just getting started. That right there can cause my blood pressure to go up because when I got out of bed this morning, I was ready to come out here and finish this project. It's supposed to maybe rain tomorrow. I haven't looked at it today, but that's what they were saying, is that it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So I don't know, but my goal was to get out here and knock this out Saturday morning. Whatever I didn't finish Thursday or Friday, to knock it out Saturday morning. And it's 2:30 and I'm just getting out here. And by 5:30, I'll have to pick up because it'll start getting dark. That can frustrate me, and that it's not the way I want to do things, but I have to accept that's the way things are sometimes. I have to do things for my husband that just sometimes take a while. Today, he just really wanted a newspaper, so we got in the car to go in search of one, and went to 2 or 3 stores and couldn't find one. And the whole time I'm thinking, I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to be at home. I've got to do that porch. But I'm trying to just make myself relax and understand that everything has its place. This porch is not the end-all, do-all. It's just a goal I set for myself. And if that goal doesn't happen as I planned it, I'm gonna have to let it go. I'm getting there with the railings, slowly but surely. I'm pretty much almost finished with the top railings. As you come down here, I'm pretty much almost finished. I just have really one more piece here at the end that I've got to put on. And then I've got to come back and put the little 2 bars that go down the sides. You can see up on the porch, I've got the little 2 bars there. And those are 1x4s, so I'm gonna deal with those in just a minute. I just kind of wanted to get that porch framed out the other day, and I felt so much better after I did, and then I'll work on the rest of the framing out today. But I can be my worst critic. I went to bed last night and I was thinking, I didn't get much done today. I wanted to finish that porch, and I didn't get the porch finished, and oh no, it's rolling into Saturday, and you're just not getting anything done, and you're just sleeping too late in the morning because yesterday I slept till like 9 and today I slept till 9. I don't mean to. I want to be one of these people that get up at 4:30 or 5 every morning, but I have to stop and think. And maybe it's excuses. Maybe that's what it'll sound like to somebody. I've read a lot of Laura Ingalls books in my life, and it seemed like no matter what happened, if they didn't get to bed on time, the time it came for them to wake up the next morning, they just got up. They might have been sleepy the next day, but they were up. I guess I have a little more struggle with that because if I'm completely exhausted, I find it hard to go on and get up early I feel like my body and my brain needs some recouping time. And the fact of the matter is I have not been going to bed early. Ever since we moved in here, not this past Wednesday, but the one before that, it's just been constant motion. I can't tell you how many steps I take around this house, putting things up, emptying boxes. And that's been going on for over a week. The house is shaping up and it's looking pretty good now. I've got some rooms completely finished and it's looking good, but there's still just boxes to deal with. Reorganizing my closet to handle my pantry items, and then reorganizing it again when some more food came, and that's okay. And it all got done. I got it done. But then when I finish, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and my husband will usually wake me up at least twice during the night to help him to go to the bathroom and stuff. So then when my clock goes off at 6:30 or 7, sometimes I can't get up. And I get mad at myself. That part of my brain that still just condemns myself for everything will get mad at myself. And then I have to stop and I have to think, you have been working 14 hours in your trailer nonstop. You doing all the cooking and all the cleaning and everything. And then you get up a couple of times during the night out of a dead sleep. I mean, sometimes when he wakes me up, I'm in a dead sleep and it feels so good. And if I could continue on with that sleep, I could probably roll on out of bed the next morning. But those good, I guess you would call them REM sleeps, they get interrupted several times a night. And so I find it hard to just pop up all bright and cheery and ready to go the next morning. However, sometimes I'm awake before that. And sometimes I just lay there, because if the house is quiet and if he is asleep, I know that the minute I start stirring and the minute I start moving around, my day starts. And I love my life and I don't mind everything I'm doing, but I'm going back to my brain. My brain needs quiet time. My brain needs peace. And when I wake up and I realize my house is quiet, nobody needs me right now. Nobody needs me. If I just lay here, I can have that quiet for maybe another 30 minutes or an hour. And I do sometimes, and I do. And I think that while I might get slammed by some people that say, well, if you want to get all this done around your place and get all these plants growing, you need to be up and going. I have to just say, you do you. Let me do me, because once I'm up, and I don't stop all day. And at the service of my husband because he needs me. And it's kind of like if you just kind of compare it to somebody that had, say, a handicapped child that needs them all the time. You feel bad for those parents sometimes. They need a break. And I'm kind of like that sometimes, but I'm not whining about it. It is what it is. But I'm recognizing and I'm starting to just acknowledge that the only way I can get through it is if I have these rests for my brain, these resting periods. And sometimes those resting periods come in the morning when he is sound asleep and I'm awake, but I don't want to get up. I don't want to start rattling pots. I don't want to start running water and doing things that'll disturb that peace. Because I need that. I need that recharging time. I need that time to just lay there and think about what I'm going to do that day. And then when I get up and I get going, I'm going. I'm going. Another thing I'm learning about my brain, I've been knowing this, I guess, but it's just, I'm tired of fighting it and I'm just going to own up to it, is I don't like a lot of technology in my life. I just don't. And one thing about moving is you start having to change over services and things like that. And so while you need to be unloading boxes and putting railings on ramps like I'm doing right now, you have to stop all that and deal with customer service or things like that for different things. Or worse, you have to deal with apps or no customer service, just AI technology and things. And that really drives me insane. I've said before that where we lived before, we had terrible internet. I couldn't get anything to work from Verizon or AT&T, the little black boxes that you get. We finally had to sign up with Nomad internet. That worked. I mean, I was able to upload videos and all. I don't have good things to say about the Nomad company though. And I've got a call into them right now trying to cancel because we have subscribed to a different service now. And of course I can't talk to anybody. I've never talked to a human being at Nomad. I don't know how you talk to a human being unless they actually answer their cancellation number, which they have not. So I'm having to deal with that. I guess that's another thing that raises your stress level. But you have to understand your brain. Now, my daughter, her husband, they have no issues with downloading apps and getting on things and registering and doing this and that. They're just like, Mom, all you got to do is blah, blah, blah. And they give me all these things you need to do. Well, when you start saying all you have to do is download the app, do this, do that, it's not that I'm old. It's not that I'm out of touch. It's just that to me, those things aren't making my life easier. They're kind of making them more stressful. I'm gonna give you, for instance, we just subscribed to Spectrum because where we live, they have fiber optics that are run down our highway, and they have internet fiber optics and TV and all that stuff. And all of that was very kind of sketchy at our old house. So we signed up the other day. I'm going to do the mobile phone service. Me and my son are changing our service to Spectrum, and we're doing internet, which is the TV, and the downloading of my YouTube channels with the Wi-Fi and all. And then I'm also going to have a landline. Well, let me just take, for instance, the mobile service. It's really the same as Verizon. But Spectrum is owned by Verizon. It's when you do Spectrum, it's the same thing. But instead of just mailing me a good old SIM card, let me just stick a SIM card in my phone. Let me just do that. No, it's an eSIM card now. They don't actually mail you anything. You go online and you transfer it. And I find all that just very complicated. And so I decided, I waited a few days because I just didn't want to deal with it. And I was just too busy. And so I finally decided yesterday, okay, I'm going to do it. But I went on their email that they sent me, and I clicked the button where it said activate your phone. And it tells you then you need to download the app. You're going to update your phone and change it over to Spectrum on the app. So you have to stop and download an app, create a username and password. I did that. And then when I get into the app, it says your username and password are incorrect, but it doesn't give you an option to forget password, forget username, and have them email you and all. There's just nothing. It says you need to call this number. So I called that number and I talked to a nice lady at Spectrum. And I said, I'm trying to get on my app, but it's saying it's not recognizing my username and password and to call y'all. So I give her the information and she says, no, that's what we have on file. She said, I don't know why. And she said, it's giving me an error too. So I guess you need to go in and reset your password. So I said, but she said, but don't do it on the app. That you can't do it on the app. You have to go to spectrum.net to do it. So go there, change your password, and then you'll be able to get into the app. I just want to get my phone connected. It's just like, but hey, nothing's easy. What did I tell you in the last video? Nothing's easy. So I go to spectrum.net and I start to change my password and stuff. I forget the message it gave me. Basically, it told me to go to the app. I said, let me just go back to the app. I don't understand what's going on. I go back to the app. Well, at this point, I'm in the app. It let me in, but I didn't even hit the logins. It just let me in. So I guess she had unlocked it somehow. I don't really understand it. And that's what I'm trying to say. Right now, that's why I wasn't out here to 2:30 today, because of dealing with stuff like that and all the other things that I have to do. Those kind of things can wear my brain down, can wear it down. Not running this saw over here, not screwing boards on this railing. To me, I see progress. I see things getting done. When I'm dealing with technology and customer service and apps and all, I just see myself circling a toilet. So I finally get on the app and I click on the button that says, connect your phone, activate your phone. Well, it tells me, unfortunately, my phone is locked by my current provider, which is Verizon, which is owned by Spectrum, but Spectrum can't unlock my phone for me. So then it tells me, you're going to have to call your customer service at your phone provider and ask them to unlock your phone. So I had to get on the phone with Verizon and get my phone unlocked, and they did it, and the girl was very nice. I'm not saying that anybody's rude. I'm not complaining about anybody's company. I'm just saying that as a human being with a brain that just, I feel like when you're hitting roadblocks like that, it's very, it takes me down. That takes me down. That is how my brain works, and I can't help it. It's always been that way. It's always been that way, even back years ago when I used to do a lot of accounting for our company. And yes, the way we did accounting sometimes in those days was a little more complicated than how accounting is done now on a lot of these computerized programs. But I tell you what, I knew it backwards and forwards. I knew everything. And then when you all of a sudden get thrown into a lot of different softwares that never work very long, they always want you to update them. And if you don't update them, your whole system crashes and things like that. Those are the kind of things that started making accounting not fun for me anymore. And same thing with a lot of these technologies. So I decide, well, okay, I finally got my phone unlocked and I'm going to activate it now. Well, guess what? It says you can activate it. I can do that right now, but it says you will probably lose service from 2 to 4 hours while your phone is being deactivated at Verizon and activated at Spectrum. So you'll have no phone service. Well, I don't want to go on a Saturday with no phone service for 4 hours. So I'm gonna do it tonight before I go to bed. I guess I'll do it tonight. I'll play the game a little bit more and try to get this done. Now we're adding my son's phone as a second line, and they only make you e-activate one phone, which is mine. They're actually sending him a SIM card that all he has to do is put in his phone and he's good to go. Now, I wish they could have sent the old lady the SIM card and sent the young kid the e-activation, but it doesn't work that way. Anyway, I don't make the rules, but that's how it works. So today, while I've had this quiet time working on this ramp, I just kept thinking about the fact that I was actually looking forward to coming outside and getting this saw out. I was actually looking forward to starting to cut boards and to get this done. And I was like, why is that? I mean, this is manual labor. This would drive some people crazy. And it's because I can find relaxation in things with my hands that are busy doing things. I like to see progress. I can see progress when I'm working on something like this. I get frustrated sometimes that I don't get it finished when I want to get it finished. But you can see what you did between the time you walked out there and the time you had to stop. You can see progress. And that's how my brain works. That's just how it works. Give me some quiet time. Give me some tools of the trade, whether it's a canvas and some paints, or a miter saw and some boards, or a garden and some dirt and some seeds. And let me do things where I can see end results and I can see progress. Yes, you have to plant the seeds sometimes. And yes, you may not always see the progress. But isn't it great when you do? Isn't it great? How does your brain work? Does all this technology bother you? Does it relax you? Does it make you feel like your life is easier? Or do you just want that human connection? I went down the road the other day. I could have dropped my electric bill in the mailbox, but I just went and paid it at the electric office that's just a couple of miles from where I live. And the little girl on the speaker said, "Hey, y'all got your place yet?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're in there. You know, we're moving in. I got boxes everywhere, but we're moving in." And she's like, "So good. I'm congratulations. I'm so glad y'all got in there." And I need that. I need the human connection. I need that. It's okay. That's how I am. That's how my brain works. I love living just outside a little town. I like knowing I got a little town to go to. I like knowing that when I go into this office, I know this lady. And when I go into this office, I know this lady. And at the electric company, they know where I live and they telling me they're glad I'm here. I need that and I like that. Kudos to all the AI programming people that have made $1 gazillion creating all of this AI and everything. But it's not always for me. it's got its place in this world, and I believe that technology is not evil, that everything has its place if used correctly. But Lainey needs the human connection. Lainey needs the peace and quiet of nature. Lainey needs to just be given a little time to complete something and to be able to see some progress and watch my work and watch it grow. That's just how I am. How are you? How are you? Everybody's different. A lot of people thrive in some chaotic situations. They don't mind it at all. If they've got 5 or 6 kids running around them, they can still get everything done and supper cooked, and I love that too. I love that there are people like that. I love that. I think however you are is great. I think though that I've had to learn how I am in my mind, in my brain, how it works, how that brain is connected to my emotions, to my heart, to my output of work, to the quality of that work. I think discovering that, even at this older age that I am, I'm in my late, I guess you would call them mid to late 50s, I don't know, depends on how you want to do that. But I like that I'm figuring all this out because it's kind of set me free. I'm setting myself free. And when I do get down on myself, because I can be my worst critic, I am my worst critic, I guess. But when I get down on myself, I'm starting to tell myself, no, don't say that to yourself. You're doing good. You got a lot done today. You did a lot, and it may not have been all what I wanted, and it definitely wasn't all for me. But I can go to bed at night and know that what I did get accomplished, I did the best I could at. I can go to bed at night and know that Richard's clean, fed, safe, all his needs are taken care of. I can go to bed at night and know that my family, same way. Doing the best I can. Just have to do it in such a way that I function the best. So let me know how you feel. Let me know how you function. And let me know what you think about how our brain can affect our work and our life, and how getting to know how your brain is hardwired by God. I believe it's by God. We're unique in that, so it's okay to be in that uniqueness. It's okay. You don't have to be like everybody else. Your brain doesn't have to work like everybody else's. It's okay. Let me know what you think and how you feel. This is Lainey from Hilltop Home Place. I'm outside and I'm enjoying this beautiful day, and I'm getting this ramp done. I'll show you the end product here shortly. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. There's another reason I'm kind of being a little reflective today, and it was just some news I wanted to give you. If you've been with my channel a while, you'll know that last April I interviewed a home gardener. He was just a local community man that was a home gardener. His name was Coach Freddie London. Everybody just called him Coach. And he grew beautiful gardens that were at his house, and I could always see them on the side of the road when I would pass his house in the local community. And so I went by there one day and I interviewed him, and my sister and brother-in-law were with me. You'll actually see them on camera. I was behind the camera, but we interviewed him and just talked to him about growing food, and he just expressed how much he loved gardening. He was doing it in his retirement. He was raising pigs and chickens and everything too, and he just loved it. Well, he passed away, I believe it was last weekend. Today they had his funeral. If you have a few minutes, I'll put the link to that video in the description of this video, and just go back and check it out if you would, and take a little visit with Coach London. I was talking a while ago about seeing results, seeing progress. Well, he was like that. He could always show what he was working on to the world because of the location of his gardens. And I loved driving by his place and just seeing his progress all the time, seeing what was coming up. And I had kind of been worrying lately because his garden didn't look so great here lately. And I noticed he had planted some greens and things like that, and he wasn't picking them and getting them kind of out of there before these frosts came. And then right around the time of that big Arctic blast and the aftermath of that is when he passed away. So he must not have been feeling good before that. So just thinking about him today, and just wanted to remind everybody of that video if you have a chance to go back and look at it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.